Taciturnity, they say, precursors ill luck, while a problem shared is definitely half solved. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí bá ń gbé ní lọ́kàn tá a bá ń sé mọ́nú lásán bí èkó inú agolo, ó ṣeé ṣe kó gbòdì sígbésí ayé ẹ̀dá. Ẹ pàdé Jimmy Hulk lórí ètò tá a pè ní Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Where conversations flow, breaking silence, sharing stories of struggles and hope to repair from darkness to light, engaging real guests narrating life's ordeals from personal experiences and overcoming them, discussing emotional issues ranging from marriage, rape, religion, abortion, parental failure, death penalty, depression, siblings rivalry, social media addiction, suicide, healthcare, etc. Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time on X, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can't afford missing these.
How do we keep up with the trends? How do we get a hang of facts and vices playing out around us? Join Off the Cuff with Jimmy, where unscripted, uncensored, and unforgettable controversial family and social topics are discussed by different people across the globe. Topics ranging from depression, abuse, homosexuality, marriage, sex, anxiety, drugs, suicide, mental illness, bigotry, near-death experiences, parenting, PTSD, racism, culture, rape, peer pressure, abortion, and many more. Listening on Fridays, 10 a.m. Central Time Zone via YouTube at Off the Cuff with Jimmy, TikTok at Off the Cuff with Jimmy, and X Off the Cuff Jimmy. Join us to explore today and tomorrow while shedding some outdated views from yesterday. If you want your story to be heard, contact us via WhatsApp +1773 461 7622 or X handle at Off the Cuff Jimmy. Just in my mind, Yans Jimmy.
All right, guys, welcome. Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Welcome, guys, for being part of this today. It's another segment, another beautiful episode of Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Welcome. This is where real talk meets raw truths, and nothing is off limits. I'm your well-beloved host, Jimmy, and today we're diving into a conversation that's long overdue. Thanks for people joining me on TikTok, people joining me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I can see every single one of you, and people on Twitter as well. Osa, Eme, and TK. I see every single one of you, and the list is growing up on Twitter Live as well. StreamYard is doing good as well. Thanks for being part of these, guys. We'll be having an unfiltered conversation today. It might be uncomfortable for some people, but it's absolutely necessary. This is not just your regular podcast. It's a wake-up call, a space where we peel back the layers of silence, shame, sugarcoating of our women, and some of our men in our society. And we'll be doing this today. It's going to be an interesting one today. So whether you're listening on the go, you're watching live, or playing this moment to catch the gems again, guys, you're not gonna regret joining this today or being part of this today. I can assure you of that. So buckle up, because today we're talking about what people have been, running away from. And it's going to be a brilliant one today. I have no single doubt in that. It's going to be a brilliant one today. Thanks, guys, for being part of this once again. I can see my lovely people on TikTok. Thanks for being part of these, guys. I can see my people on TikTok. I can see my people on Facebook. James, Tide, Wale, Sonia, Tolu. I see every single one of you. Thanks for being part of this. I decided to start early today and see how the response is going to look like. I'm still within the trial period of the podcast, but it's work in progress and it's going well. By the way, it's going well. Today, I decided to start early and see the reception. There's a lot of activities. There are a lot of activities going on today, and I'm just going to experiment and see what the timing is going to look like. It's quite difficult considering the fact that we have listeners across the whole globe. So, thanks for being part of this. The comment section is open for people to weigh in their views, and there is a poll. There is a poll. There is a poll on the jumbotron. It's a voting poll to fill the polls, spice things up a little bit to let the people decide how the conversation is going to go today. I actually want to know why people don't want to get involved with divorcees, and why people don't want to get involved with widows, single parents, and women that are above 30, single women that are above 30, they're stigmatized for being single. They're called names, and they're considered to be, I don't know, independent, um, not being able to conform to the norms, right? So it's a broad topic, interesting one, but we dive into that today. There are a lot of issues that are in line with the reason why people don't actually want to get involved in this, and we want to look right into it. We want to break everything down and have a deeper conversation regarding this issue. Why are divorcees, widows, single parents, and women above 30 stigmatized for marriage? It's a major problem, and it's one that people have been shying away from for a very long time. I hope we get to engage single parents. I hope, and not just women, by the way, we have single fathers as well. I hope we get to engage people in that position to hear from their views, and also want to engage probably single people that have made it uh, a point of seriousness for them not to actually get involved with anyone that is married or has been married before, someone that has kids. Um, it's a serious stigmatization, even more. We can find it across the globe, but it's more serious in Africa. And I'm speaking based on my experience as a Nigerian, and it is something that the society frown against, right? And it has a lot of element that has to do with it, including religion, tribal beliefs, and so many other things. We'll be touching on those one by one. I just hope we get to meet with a couple of people that will be willing to speak about these things. It's pretty difficult for people to talk on personal issues like this, but we'll see how the conversation goes today. And of course, guys, we're being sponsored today, as usual, by OBG Foods, um, one of the best food Nigerian food distributors, producers, and packagers in America. They've got their product all across the country. I was sent a gift box to check out and give a taste of what it's like for our viewers, and what our viewers will probably be going on with or be winning on the platform. I got the box 2 days ago, and it has a couple of stuffs in it, and I'm gonna be sharing with people in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, but I decided to re-strategize on my platform. Normally, I start with the music, and I'm trying to walk around different options on how to move on without going through the conventional ways. So we might not get enough people today. I'm not really bothered about that. I'm bothered about hitting the nail right on the head, having this conversation and speaking to people about this, letting people understand what we've tried to avoid talking about in our society, especially in Nigeria. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing this alone today. I'm going to be doing this with a couple of my friends. They're probably tied up right now. It is 9:10 a.m. in Chicago, Central Time. The weather's it's quite, sunny, cold indoor, really cold indoor, and it's windy outside, sunny, windy, but it's cold. The temperature. Chicago is a very well place to stay. It's a beautiful city. We don't have natural disasters, but you see the weather? Oh my goodness! Just make sure you have a jacket in your car, and you won't be caught unaware. That's the best I can tell you. But yeah. So today's topic, everybody is now in line with what we're going to be talking about today, which is unmarried, not unworthy. Well, we'll be breaking the silence around divorcees, single mothers, spinsters. I mean, women above 30. They consider them within the marriage age range, but not married yet. There is a stigma attached to that, and these are the things we're going to be talking about today. So, guys, welcome to Off the Cuff with Jimmy, where we speak truth, real talk, no filters. I mean, this is not the first time I've been saying this, but people have actually come on my platform to experience this. So we're confronting the harsh reality on my podcast. How society treats women who don't fit the marriage mold, um, whether divorced, widow, single, or raising a child alone. Too many women are judged not by their values but by their marital status. Um, I believe we can change that narrative, and that is one of the major reasons why I decided to come up with this. I'm going to be talking about. I have some talking points, and I'm going to lay them out one by one. I'm going to be talking about the unwritten shame of code. I'm going to be talking about divorcees choosing peace and facing punishment. Uh, it's a matter of choice to them. It's either you choose to be peaceful or you face the punishment. And peaceful means being loyal to your other half, regardless what the situation is, even if you're being maltreated within that relationship. And single mothers, demonizing for doing it alone. It's a terrible thing towards women that are going through a lot, raising a child or kids, more than one or two. It could be very demoralizing, right? We're going to be talking about spinsters as well, aging on the society's watch. Back in Nigeria, they tell you. I know every tribe have that mindset, but in my own tribe, they consider it a shameful thing, for you to still be single at a certain age, and they can even use it. Against you. They use it to pull you, to drag you, to abuse you, and call you names. Just to shame you into getting someone and getting settled down, which most of the time leads to pregnancy. And out of desperation, you just need to settle for less. Because you don't want to be tagged in a certain way. And widows, we're going to be talking about widows as well, from loss to loneliness. It's not as if they decided to kill their husbands, though we have some cases like that, but majority of the time that isn't the case. But somehow the women are stigmatized to being tricked into feeling as if they actually are the cause of their husband or wife's or husband's death. We're not talking about widowers today, it's just widows, right? It's a thing women are known for because they stigmatize them and they use it against them, you know. And we're going to be looking at the hidden cost of, the stigma, the impact this stigma causes, and the damages it causes in a short term and in a long term. We're going to be talking about all that. And we're going to be talking about the concept or the ideology of it's not marriage or nothing. If it's not you getting married, then it's nothing, right? We're going to be talking about that because there's a lot of pressure that comes with that as well. Thanks, guys. I can see the love, I can see the likes on TikTok. Share with your friends, share with family, and well wishes across all social media platforms. Let people be part of this conversation. They might not be interested in speaking, but it will be educational for them to listen. They can learn and unlearn a lot of things about what we're going to be talking about today. And uh, I'll be looking forward towards my conversation with our live listeners. I'll be checking on questions from the comment section, and I'm going to be engaging people through WhatsApp and text messages as well. Whatever message or opinion or submission are coming through, I'll read them out to everyone. People watching me on the TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I'll keep an eye on that and see how we can engage ourselves in a decent manner. I know there are a lot of spaces going on right now, but yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do. People come up with interesting uh, topics to discuss and weigh in. It's worth it. It shows society is actually waking up and we're beginning to question some things that we've overlooked for a very long time. But I can tell you today is going to be it's going to be great. I have no single doubt. I'm looking forward to people that will stand up and uphold what the religion says about um, divorcees, single mother, single parenting, and um, widows. We'll be looking into that, and we'll dismantle the whole thing today. But again, as usual, this episode um, is brought to you and sponsored by OBG Foods. OBG Foods brings the tastiest kinds of ingredients you can think about, providing some of the most sought after traditional ingredients and food from Nigeria. They bring their stuff from Nigeria, they farm it, they harvest it, they package it, and they ship it to America and Canada. They're looking towards, into the European market. I think they're in UK. They're trying to establish it, find a solid ground in UK. So whether you're cooking for your family or you want to make tasty of heritage meals from back home, you can do it yourself without going to any restaurant. So BG Foods is committed to freshness, quality, and authenticity when it comes to food and ingredients across the whole Americans and Canada. You can visit their website at www.obgfoods.com or follow them on social media platform. And I can guarantee you're not going to be disappointed. I know that for a fact. So you know how I do this every week. I love to start with inspirational talk, and I love to hear what people have to say or suggest. Along my inspirational talk, and also music request is still there. 2 minute to 5 minute music um, request for anyone that decide to request for a song. You can do that, and I'll gladly play that for people dedicated to you, by the way. So everyone is going to listen to that music. I can see Mac, Fatai, Jerome, Osa, and TK on Twitter Space currently, and on the live stream. I can see the numbers are growing. All right, thanks guys for joining. I can see about 90 people now. Interesting. It's showing 90 from my side. Uh, it's showing 98 on from a different view. I don't know if it's still trying to catch up, but whatever it is, we're gonna be doing this today. So my inspirational talk for today, I wrote it down somewhere. I was busy with this last night, and I was trying to come up with something I can put up and speak about, just to encourage the people, give them the sense of value and let them appreciate themselves. Let them appreciate what they have. Let them appreciate themselves for who they are, right? And that's the reason why my inspirational talk for today uh, is titled "Know Your Worth." Know your worth. You know what you are worth is way more than you can ever imagine. But not everyone actually understands this and end up selling themselves short. And I'm going to be talking about that today. The thing is, um, let me see if I can change the tune playing. If someone just sent me a message that can I put on a soft tune, I can do that. That's the reason why I'm here for you guys. So let's try and get one off. Okay, this is the official one I use. I hope I hope this does the job. It's gonna be lower than this at a point in time. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, my inspirational talk for today is gonna be know your worth. Um, Let me tell you something that too many people are often scared about, and it's something that's been happening all their life. You were never meant to beg for the bare minimum. I want you to know that for a fact. You were never meant to beg for the bare minimum. So let's start with that. We're all born with values. You, you were born with values. It wasn't assigned to you, not earned. You were born with it. It's not something you need to achieve. It's what we call follow come, right? You were born with it. Value, you were born with your values. Um, but somewhere along the line, while growing up, um, the society we grew up within or from, the pain we've been through, the rejections, the failures, these things try to discount who you are. These things try to bring you down in terms of value, right? Um, you come across people that will tell you you're only worthy if someone chooses you. That's not the case. You're only worthy if someone calls you or points at you uh, at a position whereby you never thought you could be. They tell you you're not worthy until someone holds your hands and pull your hands up. They tell you you're not worthy until someone lift your hands up and be like, you know what, I endorse you. Um, if a job hires you, if you don't have what it takes and you get hired, you will flop. And at that point in time, your self worth will be more useless than you can ever imagine. Don't let social media be your measurement of validation. Don't let um, people on your social media platform be the one to validate your worth. It has to be from within. You need to be able to find what you're capable of doing without anyone's endorsement, what you believe in, and what you think is right. Self worth doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from knowing that even if you don't choose you, you still matter. I mean, if you yourself, if you don't choose you, you still matter. Not to talk of if people don't choose you, you still matter. If people don't choose you, you still matter. If you don't choose yourself, you still matter. Until when you realize, I want to choose me. You're always there to move ahead. You're always there to move front, right? But you need to be able to have that belief in yourself. You need to be able to have that self worth within yourself. Um, you might have gone through heartbreak that might have made you think less of yourself. I mean, what I mean less of yourself, maybe you put yourself in a position whereby you think you're the cause of that outbreak. So therefore you think you know what, especially if it's a situation whereby you've been through a couple of outbreaks, more than one, right? Then you think you're the problem. Well, you might want to do some introspect and figure out what had gone wrong. Most of the time, it could be you being with the wrong set of people. It might not just be you, but if you can think critically and analyze yourself and break it down to understand the actual problem, then I believe you can figure it out. You can figure out if you're the cause. You can figure it out if you are the reason why these things are happening. But I'll say this to you: you are not your past. Your past is gone. You are not your mistakes. It's gone. You've made those. You are not someone else's opinion. You are someone with answered inspiration within you. You know and can control yourself. No one else. No one has to inspire you for you to do what you need to do. You yourself, people are looking up to you. You might not see them, you might not know them, but people are looking up to you. Someone somewhere or some set of people are looking up to you. And when I say looking up to you, they might not even know you exist, right? But your personality is something that they can relate to, they can connect with, but you're nowhere to be found. But always have that at the back of your mind. No matter how bad you are, you always have a friend. And no matter how good you are, you always have enemies. And that's a fact. No matter how good you think you are, you will definitely always have enemies. And no matter how bad you think you are, you will always have friends. People will always be there to support you, to cheer you on, and to be on your side. Um, Stop negotiating your words in spaces, on Twitter, or on Facebook, on any social media platform out there. You don't need to negotiate your words with people. You need to create that standard. You need to stop shrinking to fit in people's um, good book. Yeah, that's the right word. To fit into people's good book. Be yourself. Know what you deserve. Know what you're worth, and know exactly what you're doing and where you're headed. Um, there are a lot of people that are stuck within knowing their self worth, and it has created a lot of depression. It has made people go into self denial. They don't trust in themselves anymore, especially when it comes to money. You walk into a room and it looks like everyone in the room doesn't even like you. You can feel it. You probably know them, but you walk into a room and it feels like people don't like you, and you walk out, right? It's you not knowing your self worth. You can actually be in that room, mind your business, especially if it's mandatory, especially if it's necessary. You can do that without even acting like anyone is in that room. It's because of the fear, it's because of the less self worth that makes you think this is not the gathering I'm meant to be. This is not where I'm meant to be. This is not who I am. You sell yourself for less. You need to set boundaries. You need to be able to speak up, um, dress how you feel in a powerful way. Your representative, how you present yourself to people, how you talk to people. You, you need to have that courage within yourself. You need to be able to speak on behalf of yourself, and not just by words. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak to people, the way you address people, the way people address you, and how you respond. And you need to stop apologizing unnecessarily. That is what a lot of people don't get. You need to stop apologizing unnecessarily. The moment you know your worth, if you're wrong and you deserve um, to apologize, do it. But don't do this apology thing just to fit into people's narrative to um, make people love you. Necessarily, don't do that. You're forcing yourself, and that's a sign of desperation. When you know your worth, you stop entertaining what doesn't align with you. You draw the line, you set boundaries, and you know where you stand. So, from this moment on, this is my advice. You don't have to take it, as I always say on my podcast. What you hear from me on my podcast is nothing but the truth and coming from um, a solid point of view, and it's coming from a source of experience. And I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to forcing you into believing what I say or take what I say. But as a human being with brains, critical thinking ability, decision making skills, whatever you hear on my platform, think about it. Whatever is useful to you, you pick it, you make use of it. And whatever you don't like, please discard of it. I'm not perfect. And I always say this on my platform, I'm not perfect. And I don't expect people to see me as a perfect person. But the moment we can learn and unlearn some certain things, sky will be the stepping stone. I believe from what I've said so far today, a couple of people might have picked one or two things, and that's okay for me. That's absolutely enough for me. That is okay. I don't need to touch millions of lives. When I do my podcast every week, a single message from someone saying, Jimmy, well done. I enjoyed your space. I enjoyed your platform today. I enjoyed the topic. That keeps me going, right? That pushes me to do more because I'm okay with that one person. If that one person gets addicted, listens to what I say all the time, they attract another person that might be interested in hearing the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not waiting for someone to tell me I'm enough. I already know I am. I already believe in myself. And no matter how many people wants to stand against me or cancel me or um, indirectly tell you without us, right? You can move ahead. I'm not bothered about all those things because I know my worth. Do you know yours? These are the things we need to talk about. You are worthy, you are valuable, and you are enough. This is Off the Cuff with Jimmy. And you better believe we know we are worthy. Because I am. I'm not sure if you are. Thanks for listening to my inspirational talk for today. Before we proceed, let's hear a word from Off the Cuff with Jimmy advert. I'll be right back in the next minute. Thank you.
Shaped by events and happenings. How do we keep up with the trends? How do we get a hang of facts and vices playing out around us? Join Off the Cuff with Jimmy, where unscripted, uncensored, and unforgettable controversial family and social topics are discussed by different people across the globe. Topics ranging from depression, abuse, homosexuality, marriage, sex, anxiety, drugs, suicide, mental illness, bigotry, near-death experiences, parenting, PTSD, racism, culture, rape, peer pressure, abortion, and many more. Listen in on Fridays, 10 a.m. Central Time Zone via YouTube at Off the Cuff with Jimmy, TikTok at Off the Cuff with Jimmy, and X Off the Cuff Jimmy. Join us to explore today and tomorrow while shedding some outdated views from yesterday. If you want your story to be heard, contact us via WhatsApp +1773 461 7622 or X handle at Off the Cuff Jimmy. Just in my mind, Yans Jimmy.
Taciturnity, they say, precauses ill luck, while a problem shared is definitely half solved. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí bá ń gbé lọ́kàn tá a bá ń ṣe mọ́nú lásán bí èkó inú agolo, ó ṣeé ṣe kó gbòdì sígbésí ayé ẹ̀dá. Ẹ pàdé Jimmy Hulk lórí ètò tá a pè ní Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Where conversations flow, breaking silence, sharing stories of struggles and hope to repair from darkness to light, engaging real guests narrating life's ordeals from personal experiences and overcoming them. Discussing emotional issues ranging from marriage, rape, religion, abortion, parental failure, death penalty, depression, siblings rivalry, social media addiction, suicide, healthcare, etc. Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time on X, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can't afford missing these.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still on to Off the Cuff with Jimmy. Thanks for being part of this. I can see my regular listeners on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. I see Magnific Dude, I'm not sure if that's a French name. Ilona, Pop, I see you. Welcome. Magnific Dude, to the Bams, Fatai, Icon Lujo, Fredin, Omoluapi, Osa, Bros IK, TK, Tai Lulu, Mimi, Rex, and every other person listening to the sound of my voice today. Thanks for being part of this. Without wasting much time, I think it's okay to jump right into the topic for today. It's quite an interesting one. I spoke about the segment. I spoke about the talking point for today, and we're going to be breaking them down one after the other. Unmarried, not unworthy. Because someone is not married doesn't make them unworthy. And today we're going to be breaking silence. Today we're going to be breaking silence around divorcees, single mothers, women above 30, single women above 30. There's a stigma on that one as well. And widows, again, we speak raw truth, real talk, no filter. Today, I'm just going to be confronting this topic just the way I normally do. How society treats women who don't fit into the marriage, marriage more, and how they're seen in our society. Whether they divorced, widowed, single, or raising a child alone. So many women are judged based on how life happened to them. They're judged based on that. They're not judged based on their value, but they're judged based on their marital status, right? And the point of my podcast today is to change that narrative, right? Is to change the narrative and to learn and unlearn some certain things we've been used to. And my talking point again will be as follows: the unwritten shame code, divorcees choosing peace over facing punishment, single mothers, the demonization for doing it alone. Okay, unmarriageable. That's another topic entirely, but it's just going to be part of the single mother is going to be under that. And spinsters, the aging under society watch. It's almost as if we have some custodian of age, well-aged women that are still single, right? Some people just want to be that way, especially back in Africa. There is this stigma about women that are over 30 and still single. It's ridiculous. It's a matter of choice for them. They call them names. They can call them unserious, unloyal, they're not ready to submit. But if it's a man, they call him choosy, he's being careful, he's being picky. But it's not like that with the women, which is terrible. Widows, from loss to loneliness, they just lost their loved ones, right? And obviously loneliness is gonna kick in. But then again, the loneliness now turns into a stigma that sometimes many of them carries it for the rest of their lives. All right, the hidden cost of the stigma that we don't see, we're going to talk about that. And what I mean hidden cost of the stigma we've put on them: depression, loneliness, financial struggle, exclusion. The emotional and social cost of being unattached is a lot for any woman to go through. And these are people that are still going to be looking after kids, right? And the kids are actually seeing all these things. That's the danger. It's not marriage or nothing. We have that to talk about as well. And I'll be looking forward to engaging my live audiences. And we need to talk about this. It's one of the things that people have been avoiding. And I decided to jump up on this today. It's controversial, but yeah, it's one of those topics I wouldn't shy away from. So again, this episode is proudly sponsored by OBG Foods. They bring the taste of home to your kitchen, providing some of the most sought after traditional ingredients and foods from Nigeria. Whether you're cooking for your family or making a taste of heritage meals yourself, OBG Foods is committed to freshness, quality, and authenticity. OBG Foods, you can check their website, by the way, guys, www.obgfoods.com, and follow them on all social media platforms. They sent me a package. I'll check it out. I already did, but I'm gonna show it to people to let them understand what OBG Food is all about. They sent me a package of it's a box, and that box is what we'll be giving out to listeners. And the box contains, I think, red palm oil, tiger nut, jollof rice, spice, kuli kuli, which is I think bean cracker or bean snacks. But anyway, we'll get to that, in a minute. But first, let me take this opportunity to welcome our speakers on Twitter and jump right into this conversation. But before I do that, let me go on with my monologue and lay the foundation. We can start with that. And I put up a question on the jumbotron. Why? Sorry, yeah, for people to vote for, I put up a can you marry a single mom? There's not enough space. I was gonna put up more, polls there for people to engage and be part of. But yeah, we'll do that. I actually want to hear from people why they don't want to get involved with maybe divorcee, married, single moms, widows, or you know, ladies above 30 that are still single. We'll take it one at a time. Um, on the second thoughts, let me just go with our speakers, the ones on the speaker section. I want to hear from people before uh, I make my own submission, my thoughts on this. It's not just for me to run the show. I really want to hear from people's perspective as well. I can see Etu Brute. Sorry if I murdered that name. You've been eager to speak. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Welcome. You're welcome to Off the Cuff with Jimmy. How you doing today? Are you ma'am or sir?
Am I what?
Are you ma'am or sir? A woman or a man? I just put it that way. All right, I can hear you, but yeah, you can go ahead. Welcome.
So sorry. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you for letting me speak. I am a woman.
Oh, nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing the space. I specifically want to respond to the prompt where you said, why are divorcees, widows, single mom, 30 plus women stigmatized for marriage? I think that we have this idea that like everyone like before the age of 25 should have like 3 kids and or like 2 kids or like a kid or whatever, and that kind of if you're not on that path, there's something wrong. I will specifically say for living in the Midwest, like me having gynecological issues, where I've had to have surgery because of my periods and bleeding too much. If we want to get into the nitty gritty, like I have had periods where like they've nearly killed me, and I've had to have my gynecologist go in and pretty much do operations on me, to where I could still have children, but to where I'm not bleeding as much, like to remove like cysts and stuff like that. But long story short, basically to answer your question, why don't like divorced, widow, single mom, 30 plus women are stigmatized for marriage? I don't think they're stigmatized for marriage. I think that there is an idea that if you date and you have children and maybe you've made bad decisions in your life, people want to hold you to those decisions, and maybe you know better, you do better. People are like not as willing to forgive that. I think that like me as a woman who has in their 20s has not had any children, and I've been very careful about not having children. People want to like almost penalize you. They're like, well, why don't you have children? And like every time I go to the doctor's office, it's like, do you have children? And I'm like, girl, no. And it's like, well, why don't you have children? And this is in the Midwest in the United States. People want you to have children so bad. People want you to be that black woman that is a stereotype. And when you defy stereotypes, it's like used against you. People get really, really angry when you're like not a stereotype. And I think for the women that are those women that have like children, or maybe they have 3 or 4 children, and they're like, listen, I had to get out of an abusive relationship, or I had to get out of this do whatever to get myself right. People are just not as friendly and as understanding, especially if you're a black woman. Like they will not listen to you. They will like look at you and they will look at you and look at you as a statistic. And my mom always ingrained it in me, like, don't be a statistic, don't be like me, don't have children out of wedlock, don't listen to a man. Don't listen to a man when he says he's going to stay there. And when you choose well and you choose right, or you choose yourself and you say, you know what, maybe this relationship isn't serving me, or maybe I feel like I'm above this relationship, or maybe I feel really good about myself, and you choose yourself. Dudes hate that. Like people hate when black women like say, you know what, I'm better than this. People hate it. People want to kill you when you choose yourself and you decide that, like, listen, I'm not going down that path. I don't want to live that life. But as for like why divorcees and single moms, I can't answer that because I'm not 30 plus. I'm like 27, so I can't really answer that. But as for why it's stigmatized for marriage, I think living in the Midwest, a lot of white women I've noticed, and a lot of Hispanic women, especially, and Asian women, they can have 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, and dudes will marry them. They'll be so head over heels, and they won't even care about their like past, and they'll just marry them for them. I'm not sure why that same courtesy isn't extended to black women. I think this can get into an issue of race, but that is just my opinion. This is what I'm saying, and I've made sure to not have children. And when I do have children, I'm going to like make sure that the partner I have is like absolutely committed to having children, and it's not just something we're just doing because I'm not having an abortion because it's like morally or legally right, whatever. I want to have a child because this is something that I'm committed to doing. It's not just for me a thing to do out of obligation. It's something that I want and I'm planning to have. I think children deserve that respect. And so I take children and children's advocacy very seriously. And that is just my perspective and opinion on it. Other people can speak and talk about it, but that's just how I feel about it.
Thank you. How do you pronounce your name?
Oh, it's Eti Brute. It's
Okay.
That's not actually my real name. My real name is Sam. You can call me Sam. But,
Sam.
Yeah, Eti Brute is the Latin for even you, Brutus, and it's from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar play. It's just a line from when Brutus stabbed Julius Caesar in the back, and that's why we get the term backstabber from. So
Brilliant.
it's just my like reading on that play. I love that play. It's my favorite play in the English language. So it kind of goes into the concept of betrayal and understanding how your best friend can even go to the Senate and backstab you. And so I love that play. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. And so I love Shakespeare, and that's why I chose that to be my username. But you can just call me Sam. Sorry.
All right, that's fine.
Way of saying call me Sam.
All right. Thank you, Sam. Thanks. That was beautiful. I appreciate the fact that you're open and you speak about how things are with you. And my question is this: do you think your health condition is the reason why men don't want to be with you, or they want?
No, because they don't even know that. That's not something I talk to about anybody. Like I never. The only person who knows I had like surgery was like my employer, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna need this day and this day off to recover from surgery. And luckily, I had like a very short, like it's a very procedural surgery where they just go and scrape some polyps off your cervix, and they were just my gynecologist at the time was like, I think this is probably what's causing your abnormal bleeding, so I'm just gonna go in and just scrape this off. We're going to put you under for like 20 minutes. And it was a very routine surgery. In fact, I actually saw somebody else like I know, just like from knowing them, like family friend. I saw him too getting his colonoscopy done, and we were just kind of getting under at the same time. So no, I don't think it hinders my dating experience, because a lot of guys don't know, and it doesn't hinder my ability to get pregnant. In fact, I got an ultrasound not too long ago, just to check my ovaries and make sure everything's okay. And everyone's like, you're super like fertile. So I've never been scared of like pregnancy. I know I can get very pregnant. I actually think the reason I bleed a lot is because I actually have too many eggs, probably. I just fertilize too many eggs. So I'm probably too fertile instead of being like infertile. And a lot of Black women experience this issue, and it's not something that's like widely talked about, especially in the States. And that's where I'm from. I'm from the U.S., but my parents are from Africa. So
where in Africa?
Kenya, East Africa, Kenya. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't think it's. I've never told a guy that this is an issue. So I know they're not looking at me any kind of way. This is not something that you tell people over coffee. This is something that, like, me, like, you live with me or you know me. You've seen how it impacts my life, maybe. But at this point, I haven't even told my father. Like, I haven't even told my brother. It's just something like me and my mom, my employer knows, because obviously I have to get health insurance through my employer. So I'm telling them, like, yeah, okay, so I might be going under for this ovarian cyst surgery. And they're like, oh, yeah. Like, no problem. Just take 2 days off. And I just took 2 days off. And that was the recovery period. And it kind of worked out for me. I was very fortunate. And I could tell, obviously, other women that you're having issues when I hear other people I have to go under, I have to get surgery for this. And I hear other people getting like their tubes tied, or they get hysterectomy where they get it totally removed. I also work in healthcare, and I've worked in a gynecology office. So I've seen like this routinely happen. But at my age, like, my state is not signing off on me having total hysterectomy where I can just go and ask them to remove my ovaries. They would never do that. They would never sign off on that. I'm only 27. They would say, like, unfortunately, things are backwards. They would say, like, don't you want a husband? Don't you want to keep, like, a husband and children? And I'm like, obviously I do, but, like, if I have an ovary that's, like, if I have an organ in my body that's, like, killing me, shouldn't I think about me living? And then I'm glad I didn't, like, think about it further. I just had the little surgery. But yeah, it's something that a lot of women aren't afforded. They're not afforded, that their gynecologist telling them, like, I can go in and tweak this here and there. A lot of people, it's a lot more complicated. But as somebody who is not promiscuous, and not to say that that's like a moving point for anything, but as someone who is like, I love and I love relationships, and I'm not really promiscuous, and my mom has, like, beat it in me, like, ingrained in me, like, this is how you live and that's how I live, but, like, my body is acting this way. It's hard, but I can just tell you from what I've seen and visualized, a lot of the reason why people divorce and, like, remarry, it seems to be only a stigma with a certain kind of woman. It only seems to be a stigma with women of color. But
you think so?
Women, yeah. I actually really believe it. I think, like, when you're a Black woman with 3 children, people are going to ask you, why didn't you choose better? Why didn't you choose a better man? Why did you know this man was an abuser? Why would you go and have 3 babies with this man? But meanwhile, a white woman can have 3 different baby dads, and then they can go get married to a white man, and it's, like, normal. But if a Black woman does it, it's, like, heavily scrutinized.
Do you? I mean, you live in the U.S., so do I. So I've heard, because I spoke to a couple of friends about this topic. We had a chat about it yesterday and the day before yesterday. And I was told that some Black women, they deliberately want to have kids, more kids, so they can be on benefits. Is that true?
I would say that it depends on your state, and I don't think that the benefits are even money enough to even justify having a child. You're not getting that much money from the state. I can tell you, I've worked with state insurance. They're not giving you they're not just, like, shelling out money. In fact, actually, white people get more money from the state because they are better at evading taxes, and they have the means and resources to get tax lawyers. They can get, sometimes I've seen white people get $16,000 back in taxes. Meanwhile, a Black woman with 3 kids can get maybe $6,000 back in taxes. That's a problem, when we're talking about wedding.
Is that regardless? Is that regarding or regardless the amount of kids they've got?
They can have the same amount of children. It's just literally what their spouse did for a living, or even if they have a spouse.
Fair enough.
That's kind of why marriage is a big thing too. And that's also a new prompt that I'm talking about. Marriage. White people believe in marriage. White people believe in, like, making that shit official on paper. And then, like, arguing that shit out in court. But Black people are not as marriage minded. I'm not saying that they don't marry at all. I'm just saying at the rates in which their white counterparts marry, white people tend to marry a little bit more, and so they have more benefits from the state. And then when Black people try to claim those same benefits, like, you're taking the state, you're the reason why our state taxes are so high, and it's like, your state taxes are high because we have potholes or we have road issues. It's not actually because Black women have more children. In fact, actually, Black people are not reproducing at the rate at which white people are reproducing. And in the United States, we're actually at a slump in reproduction in general. We're actually an underpopulated country. But let the white supremacists hear that.
So I mean, that's an entire topic on itself. But let's do this. Let's hear from Ilona Pop. There might be an engagement between the two of you, but I want to hear from Ilona Pop and hear what she's got to say. And by the way, let me make this announcement real quick. I just got a pop-up message from StreamYard. There's been a traffic delay on the platform simply because I'm live on all the platforms, and I also created a space with the same handle. There's a traffic conflict going on there. I just got a pop up now. So After Ilona, I'm gonna end this session, and I've already rescheduled another one with another handle. It's on the jumbotron, guys. The moment I end this one, I'm going straight on that one within 10 seconds. So please do not ignore it. Just come back. It will be a conversation. Continuation from where we stop. But I want Ilona to go first, to give a submission. I want to hear from her. So we've got about 20, 30 minutes to do that. But if we can do it before then, I can just start off the space immediately, right? In fact, I think I can just do that immediately now. Um, okay, beautiful. So let's hear from Ilona Pop. And as time goes on, I'll ignite the all the space and kick it going. Ilona, how you doing? Thanks for being part of this. Jump in.
Yes, thank you so much, Jimmy. Good evening, to you. Good evening to everybody on the space. And thank you so much for letting me speak. I actually joined the space because the topic seemed very interesting to me. Since me myself, I'm also a bit above 30 years old, and believe me, life is not easy. If you have children, if you don't have children, sometimes I maybe just think there is nothing you can do right as a woman. If you have children, you definitely have made wrong choices if you're still single. I will just gonna say that because as a woman, you at some point you just have to be responsible. There is no other way. But on the other hand, if you are still single, after you are 30 years old, then also you are looked at suspiciously, like what is wrong with you, and do you have some major flaws or problems? Why are you not getting married, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to quickly to jump in and say that it does not even matter so much what you do. It's just a bit tricky to be a woman. You really have to position yourself right. You cannot allow yourself to make silly, stupid decisions. I do see some women, unfortunately, in my age, with already 2, 3, 4, 5 children from 5 different baby daddies, and then that there are women, regardless the race, who are then expecting to to be married with a high value, beautiful, great, rich, and handsome man, and at the same time it's also a bit difficult to be in my position because my parents were a bit older as I was born. I came in the world with a specific set of values. I also enjoyed a good education, and I have been working up in my life. I have been very how do you say that? I have worked a lot and I have achieved some things, and the more you achieve, let's say it like this, the more difficult it is to find a partner, and at least I still do have some time. I believe I do have like 2 or 3 years in case a dream man would fall on my head and I would say, yes, this is the one, and let's make a family. I do have a small amount of time still, but I am not going to lie. It is very, very difficult. The position you are as a woman 30 plus, it's difficult regardless in what state you are, regardless what race you are, regardless even what occupation or family status you have. But of course, I can imagine the single moms have it even more difficult than me because not without judgment. Yes, I mean, if you have made specific decisions in your life before, then you should also not expect specific results, So, but that's a whole another topic. I'm just happy to join the space and happy to listen from now on in case there will be something to discuss about. I am happy to join, but very great from you, Jimmy, that you are speaking about this because the 30 is kind of middle of nothing. You are not 20 anymore, but you are also not old yet. It's like some space in between. You kind of do not know what the right steps would be as a woman, but I also believe as a man, it's definitely also not easy. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you,
and,
thank you,
big time.
thank you so much, Ilona. That was beautiful. Thank you. So, you were actually within time. That's 5 minutes speech. So, real quick, guys. I just started the space now. Just check on the jumbotron and just click on it. You see the space. Hold on a minute. Yeah, you see the space is on. Just click on it. You see the space is on, and you can be part of it. I want to make that switch as soon as possible so we can move on to that one. Just click on it and we'll be back to the conversation, please. There's been almost 20 messages now telling me there's a conflicting in traffic, people trying to join the live stream but they can't. So I'll do that immediately. You can join. Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, let me see the 100. Show me the sign. Show me a sign you can hear me, guys. Show me a sign you can hear me. Show me 100. Thumbs up. I need to be certain people can hear me, guys. Can you hear me, guys? Can anybody hear me? Oh boy. 100. Thanks, icon. Beautiful. 100. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming back. Hold on. I'm trying to find. All right. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So I just saw, and people are on TikTok as well. Wow. TikTok is growing. That's interesting. Sorry guys. So, hmm, okay. Hmm. All right. We're back here now, guys. Please retweet the space, share the space, and let's pull people back here. I'm not sure why they cannot reconnect with the one on the jumbotron. Please retweet the space, share the space, and let's pull people back up. I'm still getting the message. I'm trying to, de-escalate the messages I'm getting here. Okay, here we go. All right, welcome back, guys. TK, thanks. I can see you multitasking. I see Caleb, I see Laura, Ilona Pop, Magnific Dude, Icon. I see every single one of you. Welcome back, guys. So, that was a beautiful intro from Sam and uh, Iluna. I was actually going to ask Sam some questions. I hope she comes back. Um, I want to know more about how she feels um, regarding being in a relationship. I want to understand a perspective towards being in a relationship at her age and being on the space to hear Ilona speak about what she's going through as well. And I want to do the comparison on both, but she's not here. But nonetheless, we'll move ahead. Um, the number one element I need to discuss on here is the patriarchal culture and gender double standards. it's common in Africa, precisely Nigeria. It is common, and from what Ilona said, I know people go through this in Kenya as well. I have no single doubt. People go through this in Kenya. Um, what? Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm actually multitasking here, and people are sending me messages from all platforms. Okay. So the number one thing is the cultural and gender double standard. We have that in Africa. It is common in Africa. Thanks, people watching me on TikTok live. Okay, yeah, thanks. I can see the signs. All right, thanks for being part of this. I can see the thumbs up. I can see the 100. I want to talk about a man over 30 is seen as being choosy or focused. They give them names. Um, they describe them with so many adjectives, fancy ones to show or to justify them being single. A man over 30 is seen as choosy or focused, while a woman the same age, oh, Mag just sent me a message now. They can't hear me. Oh boy. Mag, can anybody hear me? Oh, people can't hear me. Guys, if you can hear me, can't hear you, Jimmy. Oh wow. I'm not sure why that is. Why can't people hear me? Let me check out the other handle. Why can't people hear me? Yeah, people can hear me. Mag, drop and come back. People can actually hear me. Man, drop and come back, please. People can hear me. Drop and come back. People can actually hear me. I don't know why you can't. GK can hear me. I just saw 100. Others can hear me as well. Okay, let me read the message. There's a message. We can hear you, bro. Okay, good. Man, so I think it's from your side. Drop and come back, please. Kindly drop and come back. Drop and come back. Please, Mag, drop and come back. Icon, can you hear me? Tai Lulu, Laura, Caleb, Chuk, Mashal, Ilona, guys, Fatai, if you can hear me, guys, just show me 100. I don't want it to look like I've been talking to myself all along. Yeah, guys can hear me. Mag, you might want to drop and come back. Yeah, yeah, Mag, you might want to drop and come back.